Good morning, boys and girls. Welcome to a special edition of the show. Certapro Painters presents Who's to Blame, the podcast. This is episode 557. And what better way to close out the year with a special episode? We normally do the podcast on Wednesdays, but why not today? Perfect time, and it is what I like to call, what the military told me to call it, liquid sunshine type of day. But shout out to all the good people that are up, getting their day started and reflecting on what's going to happen tomorrow, what they're going to do tonight to get through the moments of the day to make it all make sense to you and the people that are part of you. Family, friends, job, life. All of it comes together at some point for sure. But if you are celebrating a birthday today, happy birthday to you. If you're celebrating an anniversary, happy anniversary to you as well. And of course, some people have the day off, and some of us go back to work Monday, if that Monday. Some may go back the following week. But either way, 2024 was one of the fastest 12 months I do believe I think I've experienced as far as getting older. We always hear that it goes by real fast when you get a certain age. And it does. It does. I mean, it goes by really, really fast. I was just 10 years old 2 weeks ago. I don't know what happened. I really don't. We got an action-packed show here for you today. We're gonna get into it here in just a second, but until then, for sure, we're gonna have some fun with it as well. That's what the show is all about. We normally are in the studio, but decided to do a show today last minute due to the fact it's a special day. It's not like it used to be for us. We all know that. It's not like how it used to be. We know that. It's not like that anymore. You know, folks don't want to do things like they used to do anymore, but we get it. We understand. Times have changed everywhere. Times have changed everywhere, and we get it. We understand it to a certain extent. But for now, welcome to Who's to Blame, the podcast with your host, Dre Montez. And I do appreciate for the ones that are paying attention, the ones that are up, the ones that are paying attention, and the ones that did not go to work at all, haven't been to work since December 23rd. Most importantly, got high fives to you. Chest bump. Let's hug it out. You got to get in there for the real thing when it matters. So whether you're following on our Facebook page, Who's to Blame, YouTube at W2B Dre Montez, Twitter at W2B Dre Montez, YouTube Dre Montez, and as well as on Facebook, our page Dre Montez. Whether you follow on any of those platforms, we do appreciate you so well. And if you see on the bottom of the screen, there are some of the new sponsors that we've added to the show. I'd like to thank them for sure. Raising the roof, raising the roof, raising the roof. It's been a crazy past few days. I mean, from in the sports world speaking. You know, everyone has their thoughts on what's going on with the college bowl games and the playoff system, the end of the NFL season, what's going on with the NBA, and what are we going to do about our Cardinals? And what did Hollywood do to us when it comes to entertaining us in our home, the movie theater, or with music? Things were quite confusing this year for sure. But what a 2024. So we're just going to wrap it up today and have some, I guess, useful conversations about what really happened in 2024. You always see people making a post. They're waiting on the next year. They're glad this year is over. They want to start everything over. Who's to blame for that thought process or that theory? Do things automatically, magically just change on January 1st at midnight, or when you wake up the next day, or when you get home from the hotel or back on your weekend trip? I mean, how does that work? Why did we get so caught up in the belief system and the hope system that everything changes for us when the new year changes? But we're told throughout life, if we want to make change, we have to do what? We have to apply ourselves. We have to buy into what we're trying to change into. So I think we all go through the bad times, the ups and the downs, the trials and tribulations of adulthood, childhood, manhood, womanhood, marriage, whatever it may be. We grow into it. We deal with it. We settle with it. And then some we fight against the grain for years and decades and don't know why. And then when you get to the point of knowing why, you're pissed that you wasted so much time. Who's to blame? Well, 2024 in the world of I guess live streaming and podcasting went a little bit too far with me. I appreciate the opportunities that everyone has the ability to say what they got to say. Content creators, making money, understanding the process. I love it all. But here's the thing that got me, and I want to know who's to blame for this. In the beginning, sound like I'm about to do a Michael Jackson monologue here, but in the beginning of this whole process of podcasting, going from radio to podcasting, the whole transition, the equipment, the technology, the do's and don'ts, things of that nature. When it got to that point of where we were at, as far as equipment and pricing on things, it was pretty much, okay, you need this program. If you have a laptop, here you go. You have a microphone, here you go. Here you go. Okay, what platform can I put this on? Okay, they had a few platforms, but now there are so many platforms. And I think the language that is being missed on these platforms is giving people the opportunity to podcast, to live stream. I don't think they're clear on when you sign up as far as getting your content out there in a timely manner. People understanding your quality, the sound, the video quality, all of that. So now we get into the fees of these different platforms. They have gotten out of pocket for the fees now to podcast, live stream, the equipment that you need. So moving forward, I hope we see better changes coming in 25 for the live stream podcasting world. Who's to blame? Moving right along. I think we caught ourselves in 2024 in crazy arguments in the sports world. And people who don't watch sports, of course, they chime in. I mean, people who don't vote always got something to say. People want to tell you how to cut your grass and take care of your house, live in the basement, and it's not even theirs. Tell you how to take care of your car, they don't have a license nor a car. They don't even know how to drive. Tell you how to manage your money, they don't have a job, never had any serious money. So we had a lot of debates on that type of way in 2024. And one that sticks out to me was women's college basketball and the WNBA. I'm going to put those two together. As a women's college basketball fan, I've told many of you, friends up close and personal, even on the platforms, whether it's Montez at Midday, whether it's Who's to Blame the podcast, whether it's the college football breakdown. I've talked about some form or another that I have been a women's college basketball fan since 1984, when La Tech and Teresa Edwards just went crazy. I think CBS Sports was the only place I could watch it at. But the old man himself, Billy Packer, was making the calls on some of those games. But then the sport got better. Then Title IX came along, and then we saw the advantages and disadvantages of Title IX for the collegiate female athlete. And in the documentary, we saw the misuse of Title IX to benefit the men's programs. What? Oh, yeah. If you haven't seen that documentary, Title IX, look here. Then the WNBA was created. And my first judgment call on the WNBA was, what was the NBA involvement going to be? It sounded like hope and premise when we watched those games, the women wearing those type of uniforms, watching the Houston Comets, C. Coop doing her thing. The transition from Olympics to back to the WNBA, the big name stars, we saw it all. It was beautiful to see. But as that was starting to decline, the WNBA, we saw a new movement coming in women's college basketball. 5 years ago, this new wave was coming. 5 years ago. 5 years ago, try to tell them all, look, something coming. I hope the WNBA is ready. And that draft last year showed us they didn't get the memo. Who's running this organization? Who's running that league? Who's the spokesperson? Who's the marketing director for the WNBA? I bet it's a man. Because that draft setup was actually, it looked like it was done by a man for women he looked down to. Who's to blame for that? Now we get these amazing women in the league, and these different stories start coming out about the progression of Caitlin Clark. And Caitlin Clark probably had the best year as a female professional athlete, well, collegiate athlete and professional athlete, her 2024 was up there with some Jordan type of numbers. I'm not going to break down every number category. This is not a statistical show. But Caitlin Clark won 30 awards in 2024 on a collegiate level and on a professional level. And it is insane how the conversations went when she was named Athlete of the Year and graced the cover of Time magazine. I don't know what you're looking for when you watch women play basketball. You're not going to see dunking. You're not going to see that. You may see like 2.6 a year. But considering what's in college, not in high school, they on the way. The dunker's on the way. The dunker's on the way. Who's to blame? You. You guys want to see women dunk? They coming. We already know your displeasure with the NBA, but with the WNBA, the confusion was television. Where can we watch Indiana? People want to see Caitlin. It was confusing. There was probably 12 different streaming platforms that the WNBA used last year. There was no marketing to the last minute. So I hope they address that issue. But I think one of the top stories last year was Caitlin Clark and WNBA. I said Caitlin Clark and the WNBA because I think what the WNBA did collectively as the players in the league, what they gave to the fans, I think the fans appreciate it. Well, I'm not talking about the behind the scenes what's going on with these coaches, male and female, to these players. The bullshit that happened in Vegas, okay? A woman getting pregnant, still bouncing back. You want to punish her by shaming her to the media in that area? Come on now. We already know women are mean to each other. We know that already. You can imagine what it's like on a professional level. You can imagine. But that's one of the things I really paid attention to in 2024 as far as the banters in women, college basketball, and the WNBA. But I wish we get a little bit more clarity on where the plan is for the WNBA moving forward and the NBA's involved, because the NBA said they lost $40 million in revenue last year. Well, you get a better marketing plan. We can probably help out with that. But you're just throwing up games on ION, I-O-N. Yeah, who thought of this? I mean, I remember back in the day, used to put women's basketball, the professional league, BET, Lifetime TV, Weed Network, the old network. Now we're on ION. Who is writing this and overseeing this? These are people under the age, over the age of probably 65 that are doing this. No knock on old people being computer literate. No knock at all. But when you're making that much money, we need people that can relate to today's times, trying to let people know where to watch these games at. Moving right along. And if you're just tuning in, this is Serta Pro Painters presents Who's to Blame, the podcast, the special edition, because it is New Year's Eve, and Happy New Year's to you, folks. Happy New Year's to you. Whether you're watching on the Who's to Blame page or our YouTube channel, or as I love to put it, Twitter or X. How's everyone doing on this morning? Get up and cook breakfast for your children and your husband. Let the dog out. Stay by the door because it is raining outside. You know how dogs are when it's raining. They got to go to the bathroom. I'm coming right back in, Mom and Dad. Who's to blame? I think this one could get some legal representation this year. This is causing arguments. This is like barbershop arguments. This is what this is getting to. I'm talking about in college sports, NIL deals, and the transfer portal. That is causing more friction and confusion by fans of college sports when we find out what happened, why they not in the game, what's going on the sideline. Then we find out the true nature of the crime. Where's my money at for the NIL? It's explained on paper. How does it work? But how's the conversation going to the player, to the parent, to the crew, on who's responsible for the pay? How does that work? That we need more clarity on that. I think they've already capped off the transfer portal. You're not transferring 4 times, Jeremy and Hakeem. you too, Teresa and Stephanie, just to get out here and what you call get a better opportunity to play. I think if we do our homework and understand what college you're going into, what position you play, who's leaving, what that team did the year before you got there, what are you going to add to that? How hard you've been working, you have to do your homework in any situation you go into. You can't be shocked about the situation. Long story short, I had a very, very, very good paying job. And before I went in the interview, I got there an hour early. I said an hour early. And I drove around to see the employee parking lot. I wanted to see what kind of cars these folks are driving to work. Your work car. Let me go see your work car. Out of what? Maybe 75 to 85 parking spots. Maybe 2 cars was a beater. The rest were up to date, clean, crisp. Like, they must pay well. Just pay well. Must pay well. And in fact, they did. So I'm glad I took the time to get somewhere early to do my homework. I mean, I already knew the company history, but I wanted to see more about the employees. I wanted to see what was going on, what they put in the pockets around here. That was at a time and an age, way back, Throwback Tuesday, when I actually cared about how much I got paid. When I was putting money before everything else, money before everything else. But this NIL, who's to blame? What we going to do? They're adding revenue sharing next year. What we going to do? Who's looking out for the coaches in this? Because I'm quite sure players are thinking the money that's been promised to you, if you haven't received said money yet or payment, probably the first person you're going to is your coach. And I don't think that's the way to go about it. I don't think the coaches have anything to do with it. I'm quite sure the NIL deals, I don't know. I'm going to try my damnedest before Monday to meet this kid that lives here in town. He's home for the holidays, that gets NIL money. And I want to talk to him. How does this process work? And have you had any issues with it? Is it that clear of an understanding, or it's a little bit more detailed than that? So I'm going to try to find out that for sure. But who's to blame for that? NIL deals and the portal. If you're just waking up and getting whatever's in your eye from last night, yes, it is Who's to Blame, the podcast, with a special edition of the show on this, what I like to call, what I like to call it is New Year's Eve. New Year's Eve. Somebody going to get their hair done. Somebody just getting up out the chair who got their hair redone last night. Remember those days? You sitting on the floor for 22 damn hours to get your hair done, and 2 hours after getting to the party, Hakeem gonna snatch that shit right on out. Don't forget to get your car taken up. One of our newest advertisers on the show, Fairway Automotive, with 4 locations to serve you. Whether it's an up-to-date car, old school, you're trying to renovate something for the old man or even for yourself or that son you so deeply care about. Fairway Automotive here for you. And folks always want to start the year off right on things and conversations. Well, there's a whole lot of ways you can start your year off right. For one, whether you're buying or selling a home. Are you buying or selling a home? If so, we can help you out with that for sure. If you're buying or selling a home. Now, here it is the best time to buy or sell a home. And Miss Sarah Duncan would definitely help you out for sure. Definitely help you out for sure. So there you go. I'm going to get back into the show here. Again, this is Who's to Blame, the podcast, episode 557. What up, 2024? Well, locally, we've had some fun, entertaining sports teams here lately. Tailgating at a Battlehawks game. Caw-caw, caw-caw. The excitement the Blues give us beginning of the year and getting close to making that playoff push. Been a lot of changes made with the Blues this year. I'm not going to pretend I'm a hockey guy. I only pay attention to hockey. Doing what, kids? Playoff season. Because playoff hockey is what? The best. And we've had our share of entertainment here. Lots of concerts have come through St. Louis. And I think I learned in 2024, concerts don't come on Fridays and Saturdays no more. It was one day this week, I believe in August. For 7 days, that was a banger concert here. I don't recall going to a concert on a Monday as a young adult, teenager, in my 30s, 40s. I don't recall going to a concert on a Monday or Tuesday. I may have went to one on a Wednesday, but Thursday through Saturday, maybe a Sunday, but a Monday and Tuesday concert, that's called dedication. And we already know in this town here, we have sports-minded people that are dedicated to entertainment and sports. So what we going to do about the St. Louis Cardinals? Who's to blame? Someone posted yesterday about statistically, since 1996 up to now, the Cardinals are like in a top 7, top 10 of one of the best teams out there. And every time we get into a debate about sports and a team hasn't won in a long time, been in the playoffs in a long time, won a championship in a long time, we always go back to the days of yesteryear, the good old days. And trust me, the 90s and the 2000s were beautiful here in this town. It was beautiful here. Beautiful seeing it when I didn't live here. It's just to being a part of it with the golf carts, being a part of it in celebration of parades, all of that. It was beautiful. It was fun. But we had to realize at one point it was going to catch up with us. And we were not prepared for the transition. We weren't prepared. Whether you agree or not with Albert Pujols' situation, if you would have saw the money they offered him, I'd have left this motherfucker too. Bye. I've done way too much to low value me like that. When you know your value and people don't know the other side of the conversation, they call you what? Greedy. He's selfish. He's an asshole. What did St. Louis do for him? What? What'd y'all do? What'd you do? What'd you do? He didn't have a restaurant after he left. What'd you do? What? He gave away home. So what did you do? What do we do for athletes when they leave the town? Why do we get mad when they leave? Why? We did nothing for them. It's the sports teams that do this. It's not knowing your value. It's horrible contracts, a dickhead agent. All them people are the ones that do that. But sticking with the present, 24 with the Cardinals, it was brutal. Brutal. Working the parking lots downtown. RIP, shout out to the Angry Beaver. Much love to Kilroy's. Working the parking lots this past season. From seeing DJs on every corner, people high-fiving, that Cardinal red and white, the hot baseball women fans. Oh, my God. There was none of that last year. None of that. No music blast, nobody tailgate. What happened to tailgaters? It's a baseball town with a hockey problem. When the baseball team is not winning and the hockey team ain't doing diddly poo and both of them are downtown, we're screwed. So we need to come up with a plan, a strategy, not the mumbling press conference. Whether you can read or not, I'm tired of the white guys with money pulling their glasses all the way down to the edge of their nose on a tough question, but their glasses all the way up on their face when they're happy about some shit. Oh, yeah. So how about this, Cardinals? Who's to blame? Let's have a town function meeting at that place you lied to us about on how it was going to open and operate, Ballpark Village. Bring us all down there. We're gonna have main people, and we just want you to tell us what is the marketing plan. Tell us the marketing plan for the Cardinals this year. What we doing? What we doing for the Cardinals this year, and what's going on with the front office? Let's have that back-to-back conversation. I think if you're open with us, we'll be open to you. Let's do something different. First of all, how are we watching the Cardinals in St. Louis this year? I've heard rumors. Like I heard we can gamble in Missouri. I've heard rumors. I've heard rumors we can sports bet in Missouri. I've heard rumors. I'm hearing rumors on the multiple ways we're going to watch the Cardinals this year. Where is the definitive plan for the 25 baseball season for the Cardinals? And what's going on in the front office? Who's to blame? Who's to blame? On a more positive note here, in the city of St. Louis and the parts of the county I've been to, but keeping it St. Louis, I've noticed something. The different venues and entertainment spots that we have created here this past 2024, outstanding good folk. If you haven't been out to Chesterfield for a concert, get on out there. You've been on Vanderbilt. I don't know, Ted, across the street from IKEA. Get over there. Have you been down Delmar lately? When did all that happen? Have you been in Maplewood lately? What? Wash Ave downtown, daytime. I don't know nothing about nighttime. All these places I'm talking about are in the evening time except Chesterfield. I went out there with my brother to see our buddies and friends, the Turnpike Troubadours. So that's the only way I know about the district and all that out there. But all these venues that we've put up, outstanding. And the talent and the music opportunities that local artists, up and coming artists, whether you TikTok famous, in your cousin's basement, in the bathroom, you're putting out the effort to get out there and let people know you can sing. You can do a combination of things. You're a talented person. In 2024, there are venues all over this place for you to get out there and show people that you have talent. And you don't get that much of it. A lot of people have a knock up on the opportunities that are provided here in St. Louis when it comes to the music scene. And I talked to a lot of people, had a few on my show. Get to the point on what the issue is. Just don't say, oh, they don't help people out here in St. Louis, man. Oh, man, all these artists, they don't help nobody. What you want them to do? They can't do the work for you. You got to do something. I don't even know, put me on no more. I don't even know what that means. If you want to get your music out there, I'm at the studio Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays from 12 to 1. You can play your tracks on my show. I bring you on the show to talk about your music. Hit me up. I would tell you how much that costs. It is very, very affordable. It's opportunity here. Opportunity, but you got to bring something to the table as well. Bring your mindset ready. So again, shout out to all the city food and entertainment venues that open up over 2024 and to the ones that have been struggling. Special shout out to all my mom and pops out there struggling to stay open. Staffing needs and supply needs, because you know what we're going through right now. I love you all. Again, shout out to the sponsors that we added to the show. Got the Candy Bar in downtown Bell Vegas, as the kids call it. Downtown Bell Vegas. For the kid in you and the kid in us. Always there to serve you right there for sure. Again, if you're just tuning in, we're just going through a few things that stood out in 2024 from games that we saw, topics and conversations. Experiences that you had. Did you grow more in 24? You think you lost something? Did something get you out of the wits? You just, hey, I'm ready for a change. I feel you on that. And another great sponsor we added to the team, Jack Nolan's in Soulard, home of the Smash Burger, for sure. Home of the Smash Burger. Yes, indeed. Also, by the way, considering what we found out more and more about the truthfulness of Hollywood, the movie industry, the television industry, and the music industry, I am so confused on what are we looking for when we're watching a movie? Believability? Great acting? A step away from it all? Or we want to be hit with what's really going on? I think I like to go to the movies and get away. I like to watch a movie and get away. As much movies as I watch, sometimes I forget what time zone I'm in. And television shows, oh my God. I don't know how to write a movie script, but I've met enough people in 24. I'm going to put this thing together. I have an idea for very, very short series. No 30 minutes, nothing. We're going to get right to the point. Look, 12-minute episodes, 12 minutes, boom. Get them on out there. Something to take off mind off the current situation. Music, I don't know. I've watched maybe 4 music shows this year. I don't know what new music is, because the places I hang out at, they have a jukebox. If I'm in a Uber or a Lyft car, they're playing 90s music or alternative music or rock. So I don't know any new music. I think Beyonce, that was all old music she was playing. So I don't know any new artists because I don't drive anymore. So I don't know any new artists. I don't have a radio in my house. I don't even know what radio station to listen to. I don't know what it is anymore. And this used to be a big day in the music industry here in the St. Louis area, well, everywhere. Because they did what, kids? The countdown. And you had the music on all day, calling your friends. I can't believe they got that on number 89. And you forgetting songs came out and all this. It was just a fun thing to do when that number one song came out. It was just that. But in a way, because of what we know about music and entertainment and Hollywood, I think we're a little hesitant, what some of us are, on the music we listen to, where we listen to it, and why we listen to it. Who's to blame? So I think we learned something else in 2024. We've learned to really ask a man questions. Are you okay? We've learned more about mental health in the minority community ever before. They have infomercials about it, movies about it. They even have job training for that to spot when the employees come to work. Just something's off about the body language. We learn more about how important it is to listen to someone. You haven't done that in a long time. It's called comprehension. Okay. We learned a lot about that. We learned that we don't know a damn thing about women, and we should never let them be women. Leave it alone. When she say, leave me alone, I don't know what's wrong, I don't want to talk, you do that. And we learned also, never touch a woman when her back is to you, saying, are you all right? I saw video footage of that. This barefoot woman beat the hell out of this man. And we learned that about relationships. We learned that divorce is up higher in couples that have been married less than 3 years. So that bullshit about, hey, you gotta work this thing out. They're not working things out. That first argument, I'm leaving. They move to their mama house, or they got a backup plan already and got an apartment in the county. You got to know the signs. Know the signs. And we also learn, do not share your private dating life online. Because 100% of the time, somebody has been with that person before. And if you're not prepared to hear the backlash that someone is going to tell you about the person that you shared a picture with on social media, I feel for you. You better get some thick skin. Because in the professional world, the TV world, the fictitious world, the make-believe world, they tear their ass up on social media. You see what happened to the guy watching the Commanders that proposed his girlfriend after the game in uniform? We already know what's going on with Travis. And don't get me started in the music world. We were at karaoke the other night, and R. Kelly came on. Everybody was singing it out loud. I was like, is this okay? Is this allowed? I mean, I'm confused. I'm confused on what we're allowed to listen to. When should we listen to it? And where to find it? Who's to blame? We're going to take a short commercial break. I have a word from our sponsor here on another action-packed episode of Montez at Midday here. And we'll come back and talk to you more about 2024. Be right back.
Mountain Man as smooth as a river flows. MountainManScrub.com. Get your scrub on.
All right, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome back to another exciting episode of Who's to Blame, the podcast, episode 557, brought to you by title sponsor, CertaPro Painters, Edmond, Oklahoma, and also shout out to the boys and crew in OKC. It is that time of year where we're closing things out. May all acquaintances be forgotten. Oh, man, that's the only part of that song I know. But it seems to be played in every movie, showing love and affection and appreciation about where you at and what you have been through. But is 2024 really that bad? I cannot really say I had a really, really bad year. Like a really bad year. Because usually when you have a rough patch here and there, you figure out how to get through it. You get through it. You're like, okay, I just don't want to go through that again. I don't think nobody wants to repeat anything that they had a difficult time getting over in 2025. And to the folks that really think tomorrow is going to change everything, I pray for you. If you have your whole year was bad, and you think tomorrow's going to be great. Okay. We have to apply ourselves. We have to be applicable to the situation. We have to be the ones to do the most work. We have to be that way. We have to be that way. Again, if you're just tuning in, we're just reflecting on 24, wrapping up 2024. We discussed Caitlin Clark, college career, WNBA, and the fact she got 30 combined awards. NIL and college sports, the deals and the transfer portal is hurting people. What are the Cardinals and what should we do? I think we did a marketing plan, and let's attack this front office and find out what's really going on. Also, city food venues and entertainment really made a splash this past year in St. Louis. Shout out and keep it up. I don't know what the song of the year is in my mind or movie of the year. I saw some great movies this year. But the movies I see, I don't know if all of them go to the movie theater. So I think that's why I like watching the music and television shows too. And then when I see them, I'm like, who the hell is that? I mean, everybody has signs, a number, and a letter, and a dash in their name. I don't know who it is. I don't. What school did they go to? I mean, who told you to spell your name that way? What? I saw my name spelled, the artist, he spelled it Aundrey. Y'all write that down and sound out your words. Aundrey. That's how you spelled Andre. Yes, that's Audrey, correct. All right, this could be a write-in question. This could offend some people, but I don't know how we can. I'm starting to sound like an old person right now, but how can we help the NBA? How? What happened? What happened to the NBA? What's going on? Watching the NBA game, they're funny, they're comical. It's not that the game of the week, seeing the two best teams you want to see go head to head in the regular season. Adam Silver, I think you ruined the game when you told them you're not testing for marijuana no more. When you allowed them to pretty much take off when they want to. You allowed the players to run the league. Then you created this quote-unquote mid-season tournament with fluorescent floors out there. What? What is no back-to-back? What? I think the players don't care about the regular season. I think the season should start Christmas Day. That should be the opener. Christmas Day and go hard in the paint. Just go hard in the paint. Not getting no time off. No. Soak them dogs. Soak them. Build bigger private jets for them. But how can we fix the NBA? I don't like seeing the game warm-ups, what you wearing to the game. No. That's not why I'm watching the game on TV. I don't care what you wearing as you walk in the tunnel till changing in your work uniform. No. I don't care what you're driving. I don't know what that is doing for an NBA fan to see the car a player gets out of, to see what he's wearing before he walks in the locker room and change for the game. Then when the game starts, he go out there and give me 5 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, and fouls out in the second quarter. I don't know how to help the NBA. I've watched every damn show that covers the NBA, and everybody's saying the same thing. They don't take the regular season seriously. The in-game tournament makes no sense to me. And the All-Star game, what's that? Is a pickup game now. We're getting people that don't play in the NBA can play in an NBA sponsored sanction event. How do we get here? Who's to blame? How did we get to this point? It's like when you're in a relationship and you're in an argument and you're 5 minutes in the argument and you're saying to yourself, how the hell, what just happened? What just, the NBA, I don't know what that is on TV. I don't know what it is. The commentator's not even talking about basketball. They're talking about the food in the city, the fans, how incredible looking the venue is, but they're not talking about the most important thing, the game. There's no way we can go back to the 90s. No way. No freaking way. That's not what I'm saying. I like to fast forward. Let's do it a smart way, though. Let's do it a smart way. Did you test this in a group? They do a test group on this in-season tournament? They do a test group on load management? No, they just went ahead and did it. There's no supervision right now. None. The refs are scared of the players. What's a fine to them? They're making $9 million a game, $40 million, that's an A game. They're making some bank out there. It seems like the only 2 sports that, well, that's a lie too. NHL got their problems. Major League Baseball, we get you need money to win. We get it. If you got that money, you should win. Say that to the Yankees and the Mets, but do it from across the room. Just some sports teams don't get it. Like the Giants. The Giants had one job. One job. They went out there and won the game. They slid to the number 4 pick. So if I was Philly, I would let Saquon for what? Get the record, pull them out the game. I would let the Giants win. They'll slide over to 7. They won't get a quarterback. That's petty. That is petty at its finest. Petty at its finest. But that's how NFL owners, behind the doors, all of them don't like each other. Why you think Robert Kraft went to the brothel at the owners' meeting? Hey, go let some steam on. Yeah, we got to reopen that case, by the way. We got to reopen that case. If this was a cable television, a streaming show, we can reopen the case about what happened. TV shows make you think you can do anything. Movies, no, you really can't do that in real life. They said we can do the flying V. You can't do that. That's an illegal formation. What? What about the annexation of Texas? That's illegal formation. That's a double shift. But they do a good job of making you believe that you could pull it off. And I think we pulled off a pretty good 24, guys. As a group, collectively, we've all made new friends. We all had new experiences. We've all traveled. We experienced loss. We've come together at pivotal times. And we've had disagreements over the time. It doesn't mean that we hate each other, dislike each other. It's okay to disagree with one another. But it's always cool to respect one another. It really is cool to do that, for sure. So in 2025, I hope you get everything that you deserve. All your wishes come true. All your happiness is there. Because the bottom line, I want everybody to be happy. Everybody should be happy. Everybody. Hug yourself every day. Kiss your loved ones. Your dog, too. Kiss your dog. Then your spouse, your partner, little baby son of bitches. Do a routine, right? Write your daily affirmations down. If you want to do something different, small, don't say, oh, I'm going to save money, go to church, go to the gym, Change my wardrobe, buy me a car. That's too many things. That's too much. Let's start with 2 things. Check them off, as you know. Just check them off. And then by the time you look up, you can check everything off. Whether you put them on the fridge, or the mirror in the bathroom, or the coffee maker. For all my coffee drinkers out there, what are you at? Huh? Yeah. Well, yeah, you too. You too. And again, shout out to Justin, because we've been in the new studio since November. So closing out 24 in the studio has been better than what I expected. The reception, the presentation, and the overall gratitude that I have for that has been spectacular. To my family, mom, dad, my sister, and the Dre 6, meaning the kids, to the Wolf, to the ex-wives out there all across the planet, all of you. Have a great New Year celebration. For the folks that are going out, to the men that still go to the barbershop on New Year's Eve, bad mistake. Why is that? Because them kids need a haircut before they go back to school. And shout out to the barbers that went up on their prices for a natural haircut, $75 now. People out here paying $75 for a haircut for men at African-American barbershops. Whew. I think we're going bald in 2 years. Well, kids, boys and girls, and children of all ages, I hope and thank you have enjoyed the show this morning. Again, it was a special presentation. We had no idea we were going to do a show, but why not, huh? Why not? Why take something from the people that they need and want, for sure. Well, good folks get people. If you're out for entertainment today and you're over in the Bell Vegas area, catch a movie or two, huh? Catch a movie or two. It's the Lincoln Movie Theater in downtown Bell Vegas, good people. Well, we're going to get out of here and let you get on with your day. But be sure to tune in tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow, New Year's Day, we'll be at the studio bringing it to you live action, with the action, and about that action with Montez at midday tomorrow. So tomorrow, we're back at it for sure at the studio from 12 to 1 p.m., good people. So do yourself a favor, have a great day, and until next time, we will holler at you good people, and we will what? We will see you later.